There's a lot of veterans out there that just haven't found any work since they've gotten home.
It's the next generation of young people. Why not give them a chance? They raise their hands, and some of their friends never made it back. So what do you do with that? You commit to them. You commit to them as they committed to us.
The average age of the men and women returning home from war in Iraq and Afghanistan is only 22 years old. These young veterans face a persistent employment problem. By serving their country overseas, they've been out of the job market for years. Now, many lack the resume to compete for good jobs in today's weak economy.
Get them in at the beginning, do it right.
Karen Ross decided to do something about it.
We retrain post 9/11 veterans into quality assurance and software testing. Why that? It is an entry point into the business, the technology.
Karen has run Sharp Decisions, a successful technology consulting firm, for over 20 years. She realized veterans, far from being a liability, could be an asset in the business world.
They are regimented, disciplined, they shoot for the mission.
General consensus from our side is that we're going to be doing a combination.
They can communicate, they understand the chain of command, they understand if there are issues that come out, where they raise them very, very quickly. They're not afraid of confrontation, obviously, and they are get the job done, whatever it takes.
In 2013, Karen whittled down 100 resumes to just 18. One of them was former infantryman Ethan Israel, a combat veteran from the Iraq War.
Especially when you come home, it's like, I have these skills, I'm not damaged, I can do this. I may have struggles, but I can prove myself. But a lot of people won't give you that opportunity to prove yourself when you've spent 6 years in the Army as opposed to 6 years gaining experience at a job.
They've got the skills, they've got the talent, they've got the desire to do it. The missing piece that we try to provide is primarily the opportunity. This is going to be used to store the salary, so let's call it something that sounds like salary. Sal, whatever. Right.
Karen hired him to put the vets through an intensive 4 to 6 week training program designed to feel like boot camp.
And then go into a regular query window.
John says their past military training focuses on teamwork, and that becomes an invaluable asset from day one.
It wasn't called for us, it led with something else.
It was set at X.
What I see as an instructor, and this is really a joy, is that when the class is working on an assignment, as soon as someone finishes it, they immediately start looking around for someone on the team that can help.
Sharp Decisions pays the veterans during their training. That was crucial to Ethan, who was struggling to make ends meet.
I was waiting tables before this, so it's like I was given the opportunity to learn a career on the job and get the experience.
Could you show me some of the data sets?
To further ease their transition into the workforce, Karen insists that her veterans are deployed to a job in groups, never alone.
We do mimic very much the military. It's important they go as squads. It's important that they cross-train. It's important that they feel that everybody's got their back. Leave no man behind.
So they got 50 hours?
Yeah, we got 50 hours, but we don't have any error reports generated. There's no law.
So you're not having to go immediately into an entirely civilian environment where, because, vets can relate to each other on a different level than you can with, your average person. And so it helps to have that support system.
Ethan was sent out with a squad of 4 as quality assurance testers at Emblem Health, a large health insurance company.
At first it was a little bit daunting, and we didn't really know what to expect, but then actually the first week we were here, the 4 of us were given this amount of work, and the manager at the time, he was like, okay, you have all week to get this done, basically. And we got it done in the next 3 hours.
I can just have each cycle as a new column.
Everybody was really like, oh, okay, you guys know what you're doing. So after the first week or two, it was like, okay, we've got this.
To date, the team from the VETS program has performed admirably.
Tom McMillan, senior director at Emblem Health, was so impressed with the performance of Ethan and the squad that he hired on 9 additional vets from Sharp Decisions and has plans to bring on even more.
We're getting a lot of value out of the staff on site, and as we expand the program, we're finding that the teams that they bring on are continuing to meet the mark in terms of exactly what we need.
Mm-hmm. But normally we would, go completely down the sheet.
So the feedback that we're getting from all these clients is, even with our 6-week boot camp, these young people come back as if they have 3 years of experience.
Karen has invested about $1 million in training veterans ranging in age from 25 to their mid-30s. She says they become profitable once they stay with her for a year. She says training vets has a tremendous advantage over the usual alternative in her business, outsourcing the work overseas.
Everything's outsourced. Why? It's cheaper. Is it better? Is the quality better? When you look at the turnover on a lot of these outsourced positions, 65 or better % turnover. With the veterans, they look you in the eye, they commit, it's a handshake, and they're in. They're 100% behind you.
Sharp Decisions has trained about 50 veterans so far, with a 94% retention rate.
It's a win for me, it's a win for the client, it's a win for the veteran.
There's 12 cases total, but there's about 25 different spreadsheets.